Hello everyone. Welcome to this edition of Dishing Out Flavor. Today we're going to be making a chicken Alfredo pizza and some spicy scorpion chicken wings. Alright, so let's get started. Alright guys, so let me get my apron tied on. And in the bowl you can see that I already have the flour mixture together that we're going to be using today for the pizza dough. And of course you guys know that all the ingredients will be listed in the description or the comment section below. Speaking of comments, I would appreciate if you guys, if you have any questions about any of the recipe, put it in the comment section. If you have any thoughts on any of the recipe, also put that in the comment section, as well as recipes that you would like to see. I have like over 400 different recipes that I've created, regular and low carb. Majority of them I've already transitioned into low carb. I just haven't got around to making them yet. So if there's a specific recipe that you're looking for, that you're craving, let me know in the comment section and I'll put that on my list, and that's something that I can get out sooner rather than later. All right then, so I've given this a mix, and I'm going to put this in the fermentation machine. And you guys don't need to stick around for that. I've showed you that process plenty of time when I'm making some type of brie or dough brie. Lord, why is it that at some point I stumble over my words? Like I don't know how to talk. Bread is what I was attempting to say. My apologies. Anyway, so like I said, I've showed you all that step before when I'm making some type of bread or dough. So let me get this started and I'll be back. Okay guys, so I just want to come and talk to you all about a difference in the dough. Normally when I'm using this recipe for my soft and yummy loaves of bread, I add in butter. But when I'm making it a pizza crust, because depending on the texture that I want, instead of butter, I substitute shortening for that. The same amount of shortening that I would put in for butter. So let me go ahead and finish adding this in, and I'll be back. Alright everyone, so the dough is done. Let's go ahead and get it out of the bowl. Goodness, it's really stuck around the pedal. Okay, that's good enough. Moving on. Okay, since it's still a bit sticky, well, hold on. I gotta take a pause and drop some flour all over the floor. I'll be back. Alright guys, well I'm back. Let me go ahead and dust this with a little bit of flour here. Or bamboo fiber, I should say. And oat fiber will work just as well. I just so happen to have this out for another recipe. Actually, the scorpion wings that I spoke of at the beginning of this video. Alright. Let's weigh this because I don't need to use all of this for my pizza. This is 850. So, well, let's see, how about, let's just use about maybe use 310 of this. Okay. I'll be right back. Alright, so just gonna press this out. And I want this to be at least about 10 inches. Alright guys, the next step of this pizza, you know how there's like cornmeal at the bottom of a pizza? Well, instead of cornmeal, I'm going to be using some lupin semolina. So let me oil my pan. Or better yet, what I'll do is I'll turn this over, oil the back of this and put that on and then move it to the pan. And if you guys don't want to use the lupin semolina, then that's fine. You don't have to. I'm the type of person or the type of cook that will go that extra mile, that extra step, just to make sure it turns out right, or to make sure that it gets really close to the actual thing. Because that's what I'm about as well. I mean, I'm all about gut health and everything like that, but one of my other reasons for my style of cooking is to get things as close as possible to the real thing. Because if I have the real thing or something very similar, then I don't have to worry about cheating on my meal plan. Alright, I'm going to push this aside. Let me clean up a little. Okay, let's get started on this sauce. So here I have some kefir cheese. And it's Labne Kefir cheese. This is a cheese that's been used for centuries, guys. In the regions of like Jordan, Israel. Oh, that may be a little bit too much. I don't need to use that much. So, like when I said in another video, I like to make dishes basically built from my genealogy. And I had mentioned Africa twice in the video. And what I meant by that is that it's North Africa as well as South Africa. So basically from like Sudan, Egypt, Israel, Morocco, that area there as far as North Africa go. And then South Africa as far as like the Congo all the way down to the Ivory Coast. So that's what I meant by that. My genealogy is a wonderful mix of African cultures. And so on my Reddit page, Facebook page, and I think I also have some on the YouTube channel. There's some curry dishes that I have on there. You guys might want to check those out if you're into curry. I know I have several on my Facebook page, but sometimes it's hard to transition things from Facebook onto YouTube. So if that is the case, then I'll have to recreate those dishes for you guys, which would not be a problem because I'm pretty sure some of those need an update. Okay, now the kefir cheese, if you guys know what kefir is, it can be very tart, very sour. So I'm using the heavy cream, which has a bit of sweetness. So it'll level out some of the tartness that's in the kefir cheese. Because right now, it's still a bit tart. So I'm going to add just a slight bit of sweetness to it, or sugar, just to tone it down a little bit more. Alright guys, let me get this situated because this is going to be our cheese sauce. Just like you would have your marinara sauce, this is my white cheese sauce. I'll be back. Alright, flavor finders. So I have this tasting the way I want. And for the ones who are looking for chips and dips, although I made the cheese dip a while back, this here is actually a great dip as well. And so once you get everything together and you give it a taste, and you guys will see that, yes, this here would make a great dip. So, you know, you have those game days or just those days where you want to have some chips and dip for no reason at all, just because you're craving it. Alright, let me go get that dough. Well, while I'm doing this, I want to talk a bit about some things that's been going on in some of the rooms, low-carb rooms that I'm in. And There's a room, when I first joined the room, there were people making recipes all the time. I mean, there was a time when I would post a recipe and then someone else would, and my recipes would get pushed down. But then after a while, cruel people started honing in on my recipes. I mean, like, they really had it in for me. And there was this one guy in particular that, like, he would seek me out trying to just so he can have something to rag on me about. And that's actually how he put it one time, because when I put my bangers and mash recipe on there, he was like, I totally came over here to rag on your recipe. But you know, pretty much what he was saying was because I had listed some information about how good it is between the red cabbage and green cabbage and stuff like that. And so he ended up leaving a comment and then talking about how he had something similar when he visited in Ireland. Because I was trying to come up with a good little dish. Like I said, dealing with like my genealogy, because I'm part British Irish. So I was trying to find something really good to come out with as far as that went. But that guy there, he was something else. But what I want to say is that so many people are new to low carb and keto, and when you have someone out there who's doing that, it's going to make it hard for people to want to put their recipes out there. Don't come dragging on someone about their recipes and you don't post any of yours. Because if none of your recipes are posted and you claim that you're a good cook, not saying that he claimed he was, but it shows that clearly you're not brave enough to put your recipes out there like, you know, myself was. Because there was someone I was talking to in the room and they were like, well, I love to cook and I would put my recipes out there, but I don't want to be dragged on. And a couple of other people put the upvotes to that, and I'm talking about over on Reddit. And so I was like, they've been scared off because of how some people are, and you shouldn't be like that, because a lot of people are looking for different recipes. And so when people like myself make the recipes and put them out there, it's not your job to rag on or drag on the recipes. If you don't like it, move on. Don't cause a chain reaction, because when you're negative, it brings on other negativity, and then other people will start making comment. Don't be that nasty person out there in the world. You know, don't be that guy, that girl, or whatever. You know, I don't know the male version of a Karen, but don't be starting mess, you know. So anyway, let me move on, get the cheese out. All right, here I have an Italian blend of Fontina, Asiago, Provolone. So I'm going to put that on. And then I have a little bit, even though there's a little bit of Parmesan in the blend, I'm still going to put an extra sprinkle on. And there's also mozzarella in there, but I'm going to put on just a little bit more. And cheese, I can't really take a lot of cheese, so I don't put it in every meal like some people do. So that's why I have the kefir, because kefir is a great probiotic. So that's going to help the stomach as well. So you have this cheese on the top, but then you have the kefir underneath that's going to help your gut. And then within the dough itself, I have ground flaxseed, something else that's beneficial for digestion. So when you're eating pizza, try to come up with some type of healthy version. And that's why I've gotten away from the egg and cheese crust. I'm not worried about stuff like that. And like I say, I'm not, but if you are, then you go ahead and you use that. I've actually made a crust like that, and it was a one and done for me. I've only ever made the one that was just far too, it was just too much grease for me. Far too much. So that there will never be a repeat of that. I couldn't even enjoy all of the toppings on the pizza because it was just so greasy. And you can't say, well, maybe you need to switch the cheese up. No, because cheese itself, once it's baked, the grease comes out of it. So there is no switching the cheese up on that. It just will never get repeated ever again. But if you're interested in the one that I have out there, I'll try to attach it, link it to this pizza recipe, but there won't ever be a repeat of that, guys. I'm so sorry. A lot of people I know are interested, when they come to low carb and keto, they're looking for fast results. I don't think you should drop weight too fast because that can be very unhealthy for you. And my thing of it is that you didn't gain all of that weight rapidly, especially if you're more than 50 pounds overweight. That weight didn't jump on you in 2 to 3 months. And I'm sorry for using that term, but it's just, sometimes it's very irritating to see people, oh, I'm trying to hurry up and lose weight. No, you didn't gain that weight in a hurry. Take the time to lose the weight just as it took time for you to gain that weight. Just monitor what you eat. And guys, let me tell you, even though in keto and it's like, or low carb, I should say, because I'm not keto, I'm low carb. A lot of people are into doubling up on what I call the trinity of low carb, and that's the bacon, the cream cheese, and cheese. I don't think you should blend all three of those things together. Yes, it tastes very, very good, but you know, if you're watching out for your cholesterol and you have heart issues, no, you don't want to put all three of those things together. Separate them. Or if the recipe calls for all three of them, don't eat that every day. You know, be mindful of your body. You only have one. Let's take care of it. You know, I mean, because for us to be on this meal plan, trying to lose, especially if you're trying to lose over 50 pounds, let's be cautious. You know, let's not try to rush it and lose all of that weight. I mean, you're going to look good eventually because that's the goal. Let's just do it in a safe way. All right, guys, so I'll be back to show you what that pizza looks like in 12 minutes. Okay, and just to show you guys what a marinara pizza would look like, now, normally I make my own homemade pizza sauce, but I'm using the vodka sauce from Rio's because I opened it up for something about a day ago. Yeah, day before yesterday possibly. So I'll be making some pasta sauce in a little bit to use up this jar. Either that or I'll put it in a Ziploc freezer bag and freeze it. probably end up doing that. Because I'll be making 3 pizzas today. So there's the Alfredo. This here is, will be a pepperoni. And then there'll just be a plain cheese. My oldest girl is home from college and she still likes cheese pizza. I'll be back. Let me get the pepperoni out. Alright, for the last pizza, this is how I oil the pan and put in the lupin semolina. This up and down. I only have one pizza pan. I actually have a pizza stone, but I didn't want to heat that up because that would take up more space than necessary. So let me get this all fixed up. Okay guys, so this is all done. About to put this in the oven. It's time for one of the other ones to come out, and I'll show you all what they look like when I'm done. So back in a bit. Alright everyone, I just want to give you a quick preview of the pizzas. This is the chicken Alfredo one, the pepperoni. Then we have, handles are hot because these just came out of the oven. And then we have the cheese pizza. On this one, the crust got a little bit darker than I would like, so I have to remember to adjust the heat after making 2 pizzas. But anyway, it's not like it's burnt where it's blackened, but it's just a darker shade of brown. Anyway, I'll be back once these cool off a little bit more. I am back guys, and now I'm going to do the scorpion wings. So I already have some of the season on, and what I'm going to do to make it scorpion is there's actually a scorpion Tabasco sauce. So I'm going to douse on a couple of dashes of that. And of course my super hot red chili peppers. Put on a couple of those. Now you guys can actually, once you get it this way, take and put this in the air fryer for, I like to do it 30 minutes, even though it'll be done before the 30 minutes are up, but it make the skin crisp. And I also have, like when I beat and made bacon, I just laid the chicken on top of the bacon grease, and it comes out very good. And so, but today I'll be frying these because I want to test the bamboo fiber as well as another flour that I found on Amazon. And I'm going to put these in the deep fryer and see how that turn out. Now, some of you are skeptical about deep frying chicken and stuff, but I'm not, and I feel that way because when you're doing a recipe and if it says you're using 2 cups of oil to fry chicken, you have to compensate for the whole 2 cups, even though you've only fried like maybe 4 or 5 pieces of chicken, but that whole amount of oil is calculated in those 4 to 5 pieces of chicken, when you know all of that oil is not in those pieces of chicken. So when I'm actually doing my fried chicken, I don't put in the oil, because I don't believe that because I fried 4 or 5 pieces of chicken, 2 cups of oil is now in all of that chicken, when I clearly see there's an abundance of oil still in the pan or pot or whatever, you know, that was used. So moving on, let me get the flour. Oh, and so I can show you guys the new flour as well. I'll be back. Okay, so the oil is nice and hot, and I have 1 beaten egg, but I'm only going to use half of it because there's only 4 pieces of chicken in here, and I'm using wing portions. So let me just mix that up. Okay, so the flour that I'm going to be testing for a good breading or batter is called Fiber Gourmet, and I found this on Amazon, and it's only 4 net carbs per quarter cup. So I'm going to combine a little bit of this with some of the bamboo fiber. You know what? Let me get this scales. And then that way, I don't know what I'm putting on. What I love about the Fiber Gourmet, because I have been using it pretty much throughout the week since I got it for different things. It made awesome noodles. I was making some ramen, and then I made some fettuccine. But I didn't boil the fettuccine, I just pressed it in the pasta maker, and then I froze it. So when I'm ready to eat some pasta, I'll have that. Okay, so this is what this is looking like so far. All coated, batter's on. Alright guys, I'll move the camera over or bring the basket over once this is done frying to show you what it looks like. Back in a bit. Alright everyone, so we are back. Everything is done. Here we have, hopefully I can give you guys a glimpse of everything. So here we have the Alfredo pizza, the pepperoni pizza, and the cheese pizza. We also have the scorpion wings. Let me shift some stuff around. You guys can see that really good. And this is the leftover cheese that I used for the Alfredo pizza that I said it can make a great dip, you know, and it does. Like I said, you guys will find out when you make it and taste it for yourselves. Pardon me, everyone. Some of the spice from the chicken, it got to me. But moving on. Okay, we're going to move the chicken onto the side since that was the last thing to get made. We're going to go ahead and try the pizza first. And I know I did a great deal of talking in this video. That's why it's now a 30-minute video. But you guys can fast forward through the parts that you don't want to hear. But I would like to not really retract what I said, but make a better understanding about the oil and the chicken. Because I said I leave it out. Excuse me, I'm still having some effects from the pepper that's on that chicken. But anyway, I said that I leave that part off that shows the cholesterol that's in the chicken. Actually, I don't. What I'll do is, like, if I use the 2 cups of oil that I spoke about earlier, once the oil cool off, I'll I'll remeasure it. And then after that, okay, so like I was saying, after I measure it, then that's what I'll calculate into the recipe. Because I don't believe that whatever all of the cholesterol or the calories of the 2 cups of oil is now in whatever amount of chicken that I fried or baked or whatever, if that makes sense to you all. So after remeasuring the oil, then I'm like, okay, well, that's how much oil was actually used, because I'm not consuming 2 cups of oil. I'm only consuming like maybe 1/16 of a cup, or maybe it's not even a quarter of a cup. So my thing is, I'm not gonna do that for myself, to myself, because I don't want to add in extra stuff that I'm really not taking in. I only want to count what I'm actually using, if that makes sense to y'all as well. So anyway, before the pepper choked me up again, and I only taste just a little bit of the breading from the chicken, and it's catching me off guard for whatever reason. And of course, that tastes wonderful. Let's move on to the pepperoni. Get a slice of it. Now, normally I would have sliced these while they were at their hottest, so the cheese can have that stretch and pull. But it's not really about that at this moment, because I wanted to get those wings done. Well, that is just delicious. Okay, let's move these wings over. One more to go. Well, actually, I don't need to taste the cheese pizza, because it's just the same without the pepperoni. So I already know how that's going to taste as well. So actually, let me just stack this on top of that to make room for the wings. I should have called it Hellfire wings, because this stuff is hot. My nose is running and everything. But I like that type of spice, being the Louisiana girl that I am. Anyway, so here we have the chicken. Now I can actually dip this into the sauce, or you can eat it as is, or you can douse on more of the hot sauce if you want to. And it fried up very nicely. And there is a bit of a crunch there from the breading. Let's actually see how it tastes with the... Ooh, I like that. All right, move over, blue cheese. Kefir cheese coming through. That tastes very good together. All right, guys. Well, all of these recipes will be listed in the description section below. I hope you'll give them a try. Early when I started this video, I had, well, I still have it on, the shirt that I showed and it says to stay strong, stay positive, stay focused. That is a mantra that I developed for myself, because when you're going through a life change, you need something that you can chant to yourself every day that's going to keep you going, keep you motivated to do this, because sometimes you can become discouraged, and you talk to other people about it and they don't really give you the words that you want to hear. And especially if you have you don't really have a strong support, or you have no support, because some people are like, well, you don't have to lose any weight, I love you just the way you are. They don't understand that it's not about them loving you as you are, but you want to love yourself just a little bit more. You want to look better for yourself. You want to be a healthier you is what it's really about. So if you don't have a mantra, please use mine. I don't have a problem with you saying that same mantra. I plan to one day soon, when it comes time for me to get out merchandise and stuff, I'll be putting this on cups and aprons and shirts and stuff like here that you see, because when I go work out at, when I was working out at Planet Fitness, I would wear it all the time there in different colors that I've made this shirt. But now I just run around my house or walk around the neighborhood or something like that. So, but still all the while chanting to myself, stay strong, stay positive, stay focused. And so it has really become a part of me, of which what mantras are is something that you meditate on, you chant on. So you guys, if you don't want to use this one, find your own words of encouragement. And as always, I thank you for joining me today, where we made pizza and chicken. And as always, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video.